this video can really change your perspective on life, and it can possibly help you live a stress-free life and a better overall quality of life. So basically what I want to talk about is so many people, especially here in America, so many people, man, they are a slave to their own lifestyle. They're a slave to their own possessions, right? So that means that they are, forced to either work two jobs or work a job that they don't really find any kind of fulfillment in, only in order to be able to pay for their basic necessities that they chose to sign the contract on, such as a expensive vehicle that they don't need, such as a luxury apartment that they don't necessarily need. And that can really give you anxiety, it can give you stress, cortisol, it can give you a lot of pain and agony every single month to think about the fact that you have to pay a $700 car payment with full coverage insurance, that you have to pay $2,000 for a luxury apartment. Now, even if you make a decent amount of income and you can afford the payments on paper, that doesn't mean that you have to make your life more complicated than it needs to be. Okay? And I've been there. That's why right now what I'm doing is I'm doing everything in my power to make my life very simple, to make my bills as minimal as humanly possible. Right? So I am personally gonna sell my current car, and I'm gonna get a 2000 or 1999 Toyota Camry that runs well, that is mechanically, healthy, that can get me from point A to point Z, which is at the end of the day the only thing you really need in this life. Is the whole purpose of a car is to get you to your destination and get you back from your destination back home reliably. It's something that you can trust. And if I can find a car that costs $1,000 that can do that, I'm gonna do that. I don't care if it has any kind of dents. I don't care if it's scratched up. I don't care if the paint is faded. I don't care about any of these things. What I do care about is my mental health. What I do care about is my emotional health, and not having to stress and worry about how I'm gonna pay a $800 car note every single month. And what I want to do is I want to invite you to do the same thing. If there's a way for you to sell the car that you currently have and pay it off fully and just take the loss and start over, buy a car that's worth $2,000, $3,000 in cash, and not have to worry about paying a car note every single month. Do you know how much stress that's gonna, do you know how much stress is gonna leave your system, your body every single month, to know that you're good, you have a car, no one's gonna come and repossess it? Okay, that to me is way more valuable than me driving down the street in a fancy car, impressing strangers that I don't really even know, and they don't even care about me, or I'm never gonna see them in my life, type of thing. So I want you to do this, man. Think about your life. Think about how much stress you're stressing out about, how much things you're stressing out about every single month. And ask yourself, man, is it worth my stress? Is it worth my mental health? Is it? And more often than not, the answer is going to be no. So there's nothing wrong with living a simple life. Maybe even if you have a bicycle that you're using for transportation, there's nothing wrong with that. If you live in a small town, if you live in a small, even city, where you got a, grocery store within a mile or two, you got your job within a mile or two from you, bike that mile a day, man. It's gonna save you a lot of headache It's going to save you a lot of stress and anxiety. So many Americans, we become slaves to our own lifestyle. We become slaves to our own vehicles. We become slaves to our own house. We become slaves to our own subscriptions, Netflix subscriptions and Hulu and all this other stuff. Okay, and I don't want anybody to have to stress over things like that, because at the end of the day, man, we are just a human being. We're spiritual beings, and it doesn't really matter what kind of car you drive. It doesn't really matter what kind of house you live in. It really doesn't. And quite frankly, nobody really cares deep down. They might look at the fancy car that you're driving and think to themselves for 2 seconds that, hey, this guy's kind of cool. You know, he's driving a Porsche. He's driving a Lamborghini. That's cool. That's what's up, man. Good for him. But then they're not really going to care. Okay? And I don't know, that's just my perspective, and it's just my opinion. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't, if you think I'm not making any sense, I don't really care, honestly, man. I'm just trying to help y'all, man. I'm trying to help you guys, because I was there, I've been there. I know what it's like to stress. I know what it's like to stress about paying a bill that you can't really afford comfortably. I know what that's like, and I never want to go back to that place. I'm never gonna go back to that place. So what you want to do, man, is live below your means. That is advice that I'm giving you right now that can really help you so much. And it's advice that I'm taking as well. Live below your means. You don't need a fancy car. You don't need a fancy house. Like if you can find a way to live in a $900 a month apartment, depends on the state, obviously, where you're living. Instead of aiming to find a luxury apartment, aim to find the most affordable apartment. Okay? Now, it doesn't really have to be like this for the rest of your life, you know. If you become successful and if you win the lottery or whatever it is, or if you open a business and now you're earning 6 figures a month or whatever it is, yeah, sure, you know, buy a new car. You can do that. Buy it cash though, or buy it, or put the money aside and finance it so you can build credit if your credit is messed up. And yeah, get a house. So what, man? You can get a better apartment once you are very successful financially. Once you are very comfortable, that's when you do these kind of things. Okay, but you can't skip the process. You can't skip steps and live this luxury lifestyle when you're earning $40,000 a year, $30,000 a year. You're earning $4,000 a month, and you want to have a car note. You want to have a luxury apartment. That's not worth it. So what you must do is just think about what I told you and reconsider whether you really have to go ahead and go buy that expensive car, finance that expensive car or not. I'm trying to save you years of stress. I'm trying to save you years of anxiety, years of worry and agony. Because there is no better feeling. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I've been through it all, man, okay? I've been through it all. But there is no better feeling than waking up in the morning and going to bed at night, knowing that you own your car. You have the title. It's your car, and it can drive. Nothing's wrong with it. It might have a little bit of scratches, like I said, but who cares? You own your car. You don't gotta pay $6,000 or $600 a month, and you have your apartment that is cheap, that you know you can easily pay the rent every single month. That is freedom. That is the best feeling ever. That is freedom right there. And this allows you to have more time and maybe even cut down your hours at work. Maybe you can start working part-time because your lifestyle is just so affordable, so easy to sustain. Now you have more time instead of working 60 hours, 70 hours a week just to pay for your basic necessities. That is insane. I've been there. I've really been there so many times, but I'm learning. I'm 25 right now, and I learned so much in the past 7 years. I learned so much about what really matters in this life, and these materialistic things really don't matter. They just don't. Society wants you to believe that they do, they sell you this because that's their job. They want to advertise like, hey, buy this car, buy this new Nissan Altima 2025, whatever, buy this new Mercedes Benz, buy this new BMW, then you're going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be miserable. Okay, you're going to be miserable, stressing out every single month. Even if you make $10,000 a month, but is it really worth it, man, to pay that much money just for transportation? Just for something that shouldn't be that expensive? Just for the image? To me, it's not worth it. And I learned that the hard way. I had to learn it the hard way. Okay, so I really care about you guys, man. I don't want you guys to go through all that stress like I did and go through all that anxiety and it can really even put you in a depressive state of being, bro. Constantly thinking about how to fucking pay your car note, how to pay this bill, how to pay that bill. Nah, we can't do that, all right? You're never gonna be like people. We can't become rich doing things like that. Because imagine you have that extra $700 a month that you could have paid for a car note and insurance. Imagine instead of paying for the car, you own your car and you have this extra money to either put aside, save, or to do things that you love to do, make memories with people that you love, go places, go snowboarding, go surfing, go whatever it is that you want to do, man. That is 10 times more joyful. It's 10 times more fulfilling to you and to your soul, to your heart. So that's just my opinion, but to me, it really makes sense that I'm never going to go back to paying a car payment or doing anything like that is unnecessary. I don't care if I have to drive in a beater car, 1998 Honda Civic. I really don't care, man. I really don't care. Or even if I have to bike everywhere, I really don't care. At this point, I would rather do that than lose my peace, lose my sleep, lose my soul, lose my freedom. That's crazy to me. So you really don't need the things that you think you need. Because life should be simple. Like, life is never meant to be complicated. Life shouldn't be complicated. It really shouldn't, man. Life should be very simple. Like, as long as you got a place to sleep that you can afford, some sort of transportation, that's it. Stop making your life complicated. Stop it. Stop it, man. Live a simple life, man, and watch how your mental health is gonna it's gonna go through the roof. You're gonna become so happy, and that's not a promise, but I'm telling you, man, for me at least, that's what it's doing. It's gonna make you live freely and feel happy and just free, like you were as a kid. Why do you think we were so happy and we didn't have as much anxiety, we didn't have as much stress when we were children? Why do you think that was? Why so? Answer me. Answer the question in the comments, man. Why do you think so? All right, I'll tell you why, man. It's because oftentimes when we were children, we didn't really have to pay a car note, right? We didn't really have to pay a rent payment. We didn't have any kind of bills or stress or responsibilities. So this allows your soul to just feel happy and free, where you can wake up without any stress, any anxiety. All you can live in the moment. You can live in the present moment. And what if I told you you can do the same thing right now by cutting down your expenses, cutting down your rent payment, cutting down your car payment, get rid of your car payment, like I said, and just sell the car that you're making payments on right now. Go ahead and sell it. Sell it, and with the money, pay it off to the loan that you owe. Then you're good to go, man. Then you might have 1,000 or two positive equity that you can keep. And with that $2,000, man, go ahead and buy a 2001 Toyota Camry, 2001 Toyota Corolla. It's a gas saver. It's gonna get you to where you want to go, and you're gonna live a very happy, stress-free life. And that's something that is way more valuable. Like I said, it's way more valuable than any kind of car. I don't care if the car can fly. I don't want to make a fucking payment. I don't want to make a payment. I don't want to have full coverage insurance. It's not worth it. So that's just my opinion, and I really hope that you understand you really digest what I just said, and it can really help you so much. It can help you mentally, emotionally, and even physically and financially. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the video, man. Subscribe if you liked the content, and I will see you guys in the next video.